All right, folks. Good evening, folks. Welcome to Saints Bud Stream. Tonight we are once again attempting a challenge. We are once again attempting a challenge based on the Christian rule set. We are going to be doing a City Skylines. We have the base game run as where we will attempt to run a city by Christian values. Our city will exist to care for the poor, sick, elderly, and vulnerable. We will promote peace, order, honesty, and stewardship. We will avoid exploitation, cruelty, and corruption, and we will value our people over profit. Our non-negotiable rules are healthcare and death care must always be available. Clinics, hospitals, cemeteries, crematoriums cannot be removed even if they give us a profit. And we may never deliberately allow mass death to balance our budgets. Resident taxes must be lower. Once we can set the tax rates, they must be lower than commercial or industrial. And we cannot raise the residential tax above 12%. After all, whoever oppresses the poor shows contempt for their maker, as stated in Proverbs 14:31. Industry and pollution cannot be placed directly adjacent to low-density residential. We are going to require buffer zones, so what we'll do is we'll use the street for that. Office commercials or green space must separate industry from homes. Once unlocked, we must provide education for all levels eventually. We must provide health care. We must provide fire and police coverage. We must provide death care. And we must provide garbage collection. We may not run a bare minimal survival city. Police coverage must be citywide. We may not rely on high incarceration rates to solve crimes. And if crime spikes, we must invest in education, transit, and zoning. After all, Matthew 5:9 tells us that blessed are the peacemakers. Education funding should be among the highest budgets. We may not intentionally underfund schools to prop up a low-skill industry. We must actively do all we can to reduce pollution. Dirty power will be allowed early, but once cleaner options are unlocked, we must transition within what we consider a reasonable time, and we may not dump sewage directly into the residential waterways. After all, Psalm 24:1 tells us that the earth is the Lord's. Every residential district must have at least one park or plaza, and no residential district may exceed 10,000 population without a green space area. Transportation community design. Walkable communities. We must build side-by-side zoning, homes near shops, and public transportation once unlocked. Car-only mega sprawl is discouraged. After all, Mark 12:31 tells us that we are to love our neighbors ourselves. Design neighborhoods that don't trap people in traffic misery. Services must be reachable by all districts, not just wealthy ones. Poor or industrial neighborhoods must receive equal service coverage. We may run a deficit if doing so means protecting our citizenry. Bankruptcy caused by service over investment is allowed, and bankruptcy caused by greed over taxation slashing services is a failure. We may not use infinite money exploits. We may not abuse road despawns, and notifying services to force a land value collapse. I actually like this one too. We don't have to worry about this one to districts though. We'll win the challenge if our city reaches 50,000 population. The city is profitable or stable. In other words, we are in the green or at a +0. No district lacks healthcare, education, or death care. Pollution is under control, and the residential taxes stay less than 12% equal to or less than 12% for the entire game. If we intentionally allow desperate budget control, if we abandon a district due to poverty or pollution, if we treat citizens primarily as a revenue service, or we build a slum sink district with no service, we will lose. All right, let's get this ball rolling. We are going to start a new game. Um, let's choose. Let's start with backwoods. Which we will call Christon. Okay. Let's try on some roads and zoning the areas next to them. Buildings will spawn new services and buildings your city grows. For help, click on question mark button will provide you with information regarding the menu that will open. Cool. Let's see what I can do about this window size. That's a little too big. That's even worse. I guess that's as good as we're gonna get, huh? No. Well, wait, what if we do... I don't think that's any better. No, that's no better. That's definitely not better. Alright, guess we've got what we've got. Unless I go full screen. I guess we'll do it this. Alright. So our first job is we need to create a road network, create the road system. Okay, that's gonna be our buffer zone. Okay, so we're going to start things off with residential, which we're going to drop there. Oh, wait, that runs the commercial. That runs probably the pollution zone. No, that's not good. Okay, we gotta bulldoze that. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna 1, 2, good. Power. Perfect. Right on the edge of the buffer zone. Okay, water is going to require a pumping station. We're going to put the pumping station here. We're going to put the sewage pipe on the other side. Oh, you want to access the power lines? We're going to have to get a little inventive with the power line for the time being. Okay, so we've got power, we've got water, and we've got sewer. Let's start this thing up. And what? Pretty much keep an eye on whatever. You know what? I am going to go to full screen. Just a quick heads up, guys. That means that I will not be able to see any communications that go on from you guys. Just a heads up there. Options. The heck? Okay, that was a little weird, but we seem to be working. See, welcome to Hunter Money's fresh water. Hashtag Mayor Rocks. I love it. Okay, we don't have access to parks yet. That's the only problem. Huh, game says we're not getting power. They are not. Okay, hang on. There we go. We have to run power lines into the area until we can get their grid up and until. Okay. So what we're going to do is we are going to do. Where's my road? 1, 2, up 1. Okay, so once this area gets loaded up, we'll see what's needed next. It looks like an industrial demand is forming. Now, the only downside is I don't know how far the industrial pollution will flow. problem here is it there. We're also going to bring up a bulldozer. We have to reconnect the power line, so we'll take care of that next. There, power grid reestablished, and hey, we made back a little bit of the money we were losing because now we're not maintaining those power lines. Looks like a commercial is now needed. Okay, we can totally do that. Remember, we have to keep commercial within walking districts of the industrial of the residential zone, so we can do this. Excellent. A commercial zone a commercial zone within perfect walking distance of a residential area. Okay. So it looks like they still want commercial. All right, well, we can totally keep the commercial zone going, can't we? Oh, now they actually want residential. Well, we're going to, as they metaphorically say, kill two birds with one stone. See that power line? No, game says no connection. We're making a connection. As Christdon continues to grow its residential zone. I think 2 blocks is an acceptable walking distance, don't you? Nope. They're saying they're not getting water. They are not. If we use the main road, there we go. Our industrial district is complaining of a worker shortage. That is totally something we can fix, though. You guessed it, giving them more residents to work with. Roads now have names. For example, we have Nancy Street. No, we don't. Because this is now Adam Avenue. Why do you guys have no water? There, you have water now. And we are now a little hamlet. So we have access to taxes, we have access to loans, we have access to the garbage dump, to healthcare, and to the education system. I can now adjust the taxation of different zones with a money panel. I can now take out loans. I now have access to the garbage dump, to healthcare, and to education. So you can see I have access to the medical clinic, the landfill site, the elementary school. So we all have to build these in a reasonable time. Residential is still on the demand list, so let's do that again. 1, 2, down. We'll start with a medic clinic. Which of course makes everybody happier. They're also even further going to appreciate our little hamlet. Comes pretty quick. I think we can go at least until we get the next one. So you can see we're now making... Okay, so how do we access the taxation bill? Okay, so... Oh. So do you have a water problem or not? No, you just didn't have your pipe connected yet. Ah, that happens. To play it safe... Okay, so we have... What is that? You're the medical clinic, so now we need an educational system. You there, the game says we don't have enough money now, though, to build normal. We have the first one in, so that's good. Okay. So we have Adam Avenue, Eve Street. And it looks like something's not getting water. Indeed it is not. Fixed. Okay. We need a new... Okay, so we need a new commercial zone. I think we're going to build it up here. Oh, we probably should put the garbage trucks in, huh? Well, they are in luck because... Uh-oh. How is the garbage dump when it says back? Alright, we're good with the garbage dump. So if we put it here, there's a problem. But if we move one over, it's fine. That makes no sense. Alright, so we have a garbage dump. Our commercial district is building up nicely. Oh, what a lovely little commercial. We have a commercial district you see on the south end. Looks like some of our shops are also building up the northern ridge, up on the northern area here, which is good. That's what we got. We have a general store, very nice. We have a convenience store. Okay, why are you not operating? Uh-oh, that means somebody's not getting power. Okay. So we have medical, we have educational, we have a garbage dump. Yep, we have medical, we have educational excellent, and we have a garbage dump over here. Okay. I think we're going to go over to here. I think we're going to do this. And then in turn, we're going to bulldoze out this power line. Hang on. That took our profit up because once again we are no longer maintaining those power lines, so they've been removed from our budget expenditures. Excellent. Hey, don't forget, running a profit isn't bad, especially when we're trying to run a city. Looks like once again our residential district is spoken for and requires an expansion. So we are going to once again bulldoze this power line area. I just hope we're close enough to keep. I think we should be. I think if I check the power grid schematic. Yeah, everything in blue is powered. Of course, without those power lines now, once again, we were making... Uh-oh, that means our sewage system just went dead. What happened? We blew power to the sewage system. What happened? We made it to Worley Village, which gives us a lot of stuff we have to put in. We're going to call it here after I fix the power issue. But just to review, we'll have access to a new area next time. We'll have access to district policies, a second loan, district specialization, service policies, but we'll have to install fire department and police department in the city, which is fine. So let's get... Wow, our town's going to be a real city. Yes, it is. Okay, yeah, we have to fix this. It looks like our power grid, yeah. First we connect to you. So that puts our, that that put our sewage grid back online, which means give a couple minutes and this stuff should start vanishing. Yep, the industrial sewage grid is gone. Good. And we actually do have a slight industrial demand. So we're going to do this quick too, I think, and then we're going to call it. We're going to pull those power lines out. And that power line out. But we're going to zone the whole area industrial. And that industrial zone should give us enough reach to keep the power connected. Okay, so yeah, our power grid seems to be intact. We seem to be operating quite successfully. We have a lovely little commercial. We have a lovely little residential here. No one has to walk more than 3 blocks to get to a. No one has to walk more than 3 blocks to get to a shop, which I certainly think is in most people's walking districts. Oh, is this our taxation? This is our taxation. Well, since we have to run the industrial less than anybody else, how about we set you to 10? No, we're going the wrong way. I want to set lower. How about 6? I like that. 6 for what's going on? Now we have no water. What the heck? Our water grid blew now. We're running the power grids. Hang on. Every time I go back to call an episode, we have a problem. Well, that was just downright weird. Okay. But that's fixed. Okay, well. Alright, so yeah, let's go take a quick gander at our city through the cinematic camera. As we discussed with well, as you see folks, this is one of our lovely residential areas. We have residential throughout a major chunk of the city. No one is more than 3 blocks away from a commercially zoned area. As you can tell right there. So everyone has at least some kind of shops they can go to. I haven't really been able to do a whole lot with cars yet because, cars are we don't have access policies yet. But I think the challenge is off to a great start. We are a worthy village. We have a small functioning industrial zone. In fact, there goes one of our garbage trucks to pick up some trash. Yeah, I think Christon is turning into is definitely a worthy village. We will see if we can hit the next level next time. Actually that was a power to the people report. And again, we don't power somewhere. Now the sewage grid's acting up again. What is going on with our power grid? No, I want to get this fixed before we get off the air. Where's our coal plant so I can figure out what we're doing, what the heck's going on? Power output at 40 megawatts. it's probably got the same problem. Hang on, we'll fix this too. Yeah, the grid's short. There. Now we're having a sewage problem. Oh, that was one I just fixed. Alright, well, like I said, I think we've got the problems resolved now, so let's go back to our camera here. Yeah, we have a nice little Worley village. Should be fun to see next time we play on Saturday how it expands upward and outward into newer and bigger environments. I'll be back Monday for... Oh yeah, we're doing Minecraft now. For Minecraft on Monday. So until I see you guys then, go in peace to love and serve the Lord. As for me, I am out of here.